Breaking right now, the vile and despicable gang of internet trolls, the Sussex squad, have invaded the Invictus Games, seem to be sitting behind Prince Harry and Meghan, and are now stalking.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a disturbing trend threatening free speech and open debate. Investigative journalist Tom Bower faces a coordinated attack by staunch Meghan and Harry supporters. This is about a broader movement to shut down dissenting voices online.
And attacking and encouraging the police to arrest Tom Bower, the royal author who, of course, published the tell-all book about Meghan Markle. Now, no wonder Harry and Meghan ruined Invictus is trending all over social media, but the Sussex squad, they just want to target people who are telling the truth. So let's look first at the disgusting way that they tracked down and then targeted Tom Bower, who, let's be honest, I know him very well, good guy, but elderly man in Vancouver.
Are at Invictus.
Why I'm here?
Yeah, why are you at Invictus? Sure, really? Yeah? That's why you came to see? Or is it because you know Harry and Meghan were going to be here today? Yeah. Yeah, we've read the things you've wrote about them, especially Meghan. We've seen your book, we've heard about your book. So it's very interesting that you're at Invictus because we know why you're here. So why don't you tell the truth about why you're here? You came all the way from the UK and the UK press to Invictus in Canada just because you want to see it? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah. But yeah, we know.
Now, these are truly despicable people. And remember, despite everything they've done, despite their attacks on Catherine, the late Queen Elizabeth II, Queen Camilla, and now journalists, Harry and Meghan have never disassociated themselves with this folk. And by the way, this is officially sanctioned by the Sussex Squad. The Sussex Squad podcast actually posted on X about this. If you all see bowel movement at the Invictus Games, so they're talking about Tom Bower there, how revolting are these people? Make sure you let him know how evil he is and get it on video. Also let him know he will not be allowed to stalk Meghan. Better yet, call the cops on him. Now, this comes at the same time as Meghan's mole has actually spotted one of Meghan Markle's favourite so-called squaddies sitting right behind her at the games, and Meghan's mole tweeted, "Peace has openly threatened the Wales family and their children on this platform. How on earth did she manage to secure that seat?" And look, there's a lot of anger about what's going on here, of course. Madam Megaflop posted on X, "I'm starting to think that Harry and Meghan's Sussex squad will end up overshadowing the Invictus Games event. A police investigation must be conducted. People attending the Invictus Games could be in jail." And responding to that video of Tom Bower, they posted, "OMG, this is blatant elder abuse. This is what Harry and Meghan promote. Total abuse and disrespect against Tom Bower." Dan Wootton, I hope you are watching this. And P. Dina, who's actually here tomorrow, the royal YouTube sensation, posted, "Disgusting how brainwashed these people are for Meghan Markle. Tom Bower's book spoke truth. We live in a free country and he can go anywhere he wants." So I guess we shouldn't be surprised, Angela Levin. We know the Sussex squad are revolting people. They are trolls.
We've both experienced it, haven't we, as well?
Terribly. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. But what do you think about them actually physically targeting Tom Bower, encouraging people to film him, and also suggesting that the police should be called on him simply for reporting at the Invictus Games?
If you believe in free speech, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's get into it. Yeah. Who is Tom Bower? Tom Bower is an acclaimed investigative journalist known for his hard-hitting books on public figures. He's exposed politicians, business moguls, and even members of the royal family.
The police won't do anything about it. He's entitled to be there as a human being. But Tom is, very, very strong, and he'll use that in his book. I'm quite sure he's open to anything really, and he does like to go for the negative quite a lot. So he would have quite a good story based on this, and he will get information out of some of them, of course, because he's also a very good book writer. But I don't think he needs our help. He knows exactly how to do it, and if he doesn't like people, the more he writes about them. So I don't think we need to worry that much.
Well, I hope not. I hope not. But the thing is, Angela, these people are particularly grim in so many ways. And it does feel like the Invictus Games is getting such bad PR because everything's about Harry and Meghan. Now everything's about the Sussex squad. You have been told that a lot of Canadians, despite Meghan claiming that, she was returning home, are actually not at all impressed with the way that Meghan seems to be destroying these games.
No, they're not, you see, because they didn't want her there. They had some sort of thing to say, let's try and stop her, but it hasn't worked. And Germany don't want her. I mean, they just don't want her to take over. This is for people who have been wounded and help them get better. And actually, what they've done before each year that it's on, or it helps them together, and they can talk about things and understand each other and help each other. Because if you're very fit and then suddenly you're not at all, you feel very lonely, and it does help. But they don't want somebody like Meghan taking over, and Harry obviously just stands behind her and watches. But I think, just back to Tom, I mean, it's obviously not the right way to behave, but he would go there knowing that there would be a big fuss about him going there. He's incredibly, he knows these things, and he would say, well, I'm just going to see how it is. And but I think for the Canadians and for the rest of the world who do want to see things, and for the people who've been training a long time and doing well, they don't want it full of Tom Bower or Harry or Meghan or anyone. They just want the sport. I mean, that's what it's there for. Can you imagine in the games, it's interesting that you wouldn't hear anything. You would just hear the arguments around and what's going on. You don't want anything like that. It spoils it hugely. But I think Meghan doesn't care. In fact, if she wasn't in the camera all the time, she's now got her pictures on her phone, she would be furious.
His book on Meghan and Harry sparked controversy. Bower meticulously researches his subjects. How the Sussex Squad operates. The Sussex Squad aggressively defends Meghan and Harry, often silencing critics. They report content they dislike, harass critics, and even dox opponents. This isn't just about disagreements.
And I mean, the thing is, Angela, these people are just so grim. I mean, Daily Diaries Friday, which is another Sussex Squad account, wrote, "This disgusting pig is at the Invictus Games. Somebody call the police. I love the Sussex Squad protecting Harry and Meghan from scum." Now, remember, Angela, Harry and Meghan are the people who claim to be trying to stamp out internet hate. That's one of their missions. But here we have an example of internet hate actually translating into the real world. They're putting a journalist at threat. And of course, we hear absolutely nothing from Harry and Meghan. They have never once, Angela, in all of these years, Angela, they have never once disassociated or distanced themselves from the Sussex Squad in any way.
Yeah, well, Harry or Meghan or both of them together should go up to him and say, why are you here? Leave us alone. But I'm not going to let the people do it themselves. I'm just coming up and saying, watch out. And that's it. He can sit down and watch it. He's entitled to say, I want to see it. Why not? But of course, he has a lot that will help him with his book. I'm sure he must be doing another one. It did very well. He earned a lot of money, so I'm quite sure that he'd want to do another one.
Yeah,
even though it's hard, he's used to this. A lot of people get very annoyed with him about what he says, particularly if it's not true. I mean, but he's okay.
Of course, Revenge was the book, so maybe we're going to have part 2 of
Revenge part 2. Yeah, that'll be it. That'll be it. I just wondered, in the first one, he didn't mention anything about their children, so maybe there will be some sort of story about whether they're there and what they're like and what's happened. I think that's for the next one, but I don't know.
Now, Angela, big news regarding, we've been following this closely, haven't we? Meghan's jam, or more to the point, Aro, American Riviera Orchard, which has had all of these problems, a botched launch, no chief executive, copyright issues. But now, major reporting from the Daily Mail, which headlines this Meghan's Last Hope. And the idea is that Netflix are now effectively going to try and launch this brand. So let me take you through exactly what has been reported. The Daily Mail can reveal that the Duchess of Sussex will finally launch her brand in just a few weeks' time at brand new brick and mortar stores owned by one of her employers, streaming giant Netflix. And, say sources, the success or failure of her products in the Netflix house superstores will make or break Meghan's entrepreneurial ambitions. The first of the American Riviera Orchard stands will open in early March in 2 of America's biggest retail centers, the King of Prussia Mall in Philadelphia and the giant Dallas Galleria. The Duchess will offer a range of products under American Riviera Orchard brand, and according to a Netflix source, will include jam, honey, and olive oil.
It's about silencing voices. Critics are labeled racist, misogynistic, or worse. Tom Bauer is their latest target. When did fandom become a weapon? Why are social media platforms allowing this behavior?
This is make or break for Meghan, says the source. Her new show is rolling out the same time as Netflix stores open. The Netflix stores will offer products and merchandise from all their biggest shows like Squid Games and Stranger Things. They will contain an on-site cafe, so Meghan's products like her strawberry jam will be featured on the menu too. This will determine the future for Meghan as a businesswoman. Let's face it, she hasn't been that successful so far. Well, Angela Evan, look, that is the biggest understatement of the year. And people are completely missing the point with this story. This is Meghan giving up. Like, there's only a few of these Netflix stores in the world. It will be a novelty product. It's nothing like Goop, which is what Meghan Markle originally wanted to try and copy, Gwyneth Paltrow's brand. This is Meghan effectively saying, Netflix, save me. I've launched a brand. I've got no idea how to get product out. Oh, can you pop a few of these things in your stores? It's just embarrassing. It's certainly not her last hope. This is confirmation that American Riviera Orchard has failed before it's even started.
The thing is, we've had no notice of the fact that they were going to allow her to use that title. She was told that she couldn't use it because it was too much like the area around where she lives, and you can't own an area. So she couldn't use that at all. So what's happened? Suddenly she got it. I mean, she was going to get it next month. So maybe it's come earlier, but she wasn't allowed to use it. And the fact that secretly somebody must have made loads and loads of jam and honey. I mean, she's got the bees, but there's only not very many of them, so I don't quite know how there's going to be lots of honey. And it's already in the shops. Who's done it? The thing was that she couldn't get cooks because they were fed up with her sort of leaning over them all the time and trying to micromanage what they were doing. And they got fed up and they left because they didn't like it. Quite right too. You know, if you get a top chef, you can't actually tell him what to do if you're not a great cook yourself. So I don't understand it at all, how it's in these shops. And I think it would be, people may buy it once just to taste it, but where's it all coming from? It was all supposed to be coming from her garden. Well, that's not going to go very far. It's an incredible mystery to me and a muddle, and I don't know quite what it said is going to happen is actually going to happen. It doesn't make sense, because very close to that, this Love from Meghan is going to come out, although that's not going to be jam and honey. That's going to be stick your fingers in the flour, or put leaves in glass and ice cubes and all of that. And that's more like, just relax with me. But that's a nonsense as well. I think today's women don't necessarily have time to do minute things in their kitchen.
This attack on Bauer isn't happening in isolation. It's part of a bigger trend, cancel culture, where people erase voices they disagree with. Journalists, authors, comedians, and everyday people lose platforms for expressing opinions. Are we okay with mob rule deciding what can and cannot be said? Today, it's Tom Bauer. Tomorrow, it could be any of us. Allowing one group to dictate who speaks sets a dangerous precedent. Free speech means open debate, even when opinions make us uncomfortable. If cancel culture continues unchecked, we risk losing that entirely. It's about protecting free speech and ensuring no one is silenced. If we don't push back, we're all at risk of being the next target. If you value independent voices, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.